What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Dudes Who Bet Daily for September 25th, 2022. Man, yesterday was a lot of fun. If you watch this show, Monster Day, actually our biggest day ever, swept the card up over $900 off $100 base bets yesterday. And if you don't think we care about this, I mean, first off, we're all betting our best bets. But on top of that, Aaron, how about you tell us about what happened when you watched that daily double close on your way into the stadium in Oklahoma?
Listen, man, people thought we were nuts. We were on our phone. We were watching that thing. We were screaming, walking into the stadium around a bunch of OU people. And you know, here we are rooting this 5-1 double home at Parks. And there's probably like 3 people in the whole stadium even knows what Parks is. But yeah, we had a great time. We were driving when Taba ran, and we were able to kind of sort of listen to that. And Papa Dude was nervous. He's like, well, God, we got to – I think he realized it's like, shit, if Table loses, we're going to lose 2 bets here, not just 1. And so when he got home, we felt really good. And then, you know, we talked about the horse in the last Somich a lot on the Magic Mike show. It's like, this summit should win. Like, just got to get to the lead and take them. And it happened. So it was fun, man.
Yeah, it's nice when it's a no sweat 5-1. I mean, when they went into the first turn in that second race and to close that double, it was over already. I mean, we watched that and you're just like, okay, this horse is gone. And that was the same thing down the stretch, Papa Dude. Absolutely no sweat there. Unlike our 2 college football teams, what the hell happened to Oklahoma and Miami, Papa Dude?
Well, I don't know about Miami. You can speak on that one. I don't know where to start, and I don't want to get into it too much because we'll have that on our show later on. But basically, it was just an old-fashioned butt kicking, and OU did not. First of all, OU's not great. They're okay, but they have to play at a high level to win, and they made way too many mistakes, penalties, blew opportunities, couldn't get off the field. Defense was awful. I'm proud of our coach. He blasted them. I love it. They were ready to play. The bottom line is we're not great. We're just not. And you got to play at a high level when you're not great. So, I don't know.
Absolutely wild day from college football. Obviously, you have 2 kickers miss field goals toward the end of that Arkansas-Texas A&M game. That turned out to be a classic. Miami goes down. You see obviously Oklahoma goes down. Notre Dame rolls North Carolina. I was shocked about that one as well. And when you go up 45 to Notre Dame, you should get blasted as a defensive coordinator as well down there, Papa Dude. So that was a crazy day of college football there. Before we get in the NFL, we're going to talk a lot about NFL because I have the most money bet on this week right now than week 1 or week 2. I think there are a ton of great opportunities all over this board. So let's jump into a couple horse races. We'll switch back over the NFL and get into the best bets here for the day. Oh, this was painful too. I don't know if you saw how Missouri lost to Auburn. Yeah. Fumbled it out of the back of the end zone while walking in the game-winning touchdown in overtime. I mean, as a Mizzou alum and a Miami fan, that was a rough college afternoon.
So he was walking. I did not see how. I knew how they lost, but you mean he actually had the touchdown? And did he celebrate too soon? Or
he got hit, so he wasn't walking in. That's a little exaggeration, but he was at the half-yard line and just didn't have the ball like this. Right? It was
really
like his outer hand.
Yeah.
Guy came in and just popped, and it went forward through the end zone, and that was it.
Oh man!
And then, literally, it was Auburn already had a field goal, so Missouri just needed a touchdown in that overtime session to win, and fumbled it out of the back of the end zone. That's how that game ended. Brutal. Brutal. All right, let's head to Aqueduct and talk about something else, and that is Kamari and the brutal beatdown she put on everybody in her seasonal debut at Saratoga in the honorable miss. Aaron, she looked awesome, but it was just 4 horses. There's only 5 today. Is there a way that Kamari loses this race?
Yeah, if Lady Rocket fires a big race and gets out to the lead and just kind of goes gate to wire and Kamari can't catch her, then yes, she could definitely lose. That's kind of the one that I think could beat her is Lady Rocket. End of the day, I am going to go with Kamari on top, though. I just think she's a little bit better, a lot more consistent. Lady Rocket's problem is she is wildly inconsistent. You just really never know what you're going to get from her. Shorter field, not a lot of horses entered. So maybe, you get out to a little bit of a loose lead, but end of the day, I think Kamari's a little better. I think it's a 2-horse race between those 2, and I put Kamari on top.
I agree with you. It's a 2-horse race, but if you want to get a little creative, the 3 Sterling Silver I think is a little bit interesting, especially if they blaze up front and you end up with the 1, the 4, and the 5 all forwardly placed. If they go a little too fast, Sterling Silver has the upside to be able to compete with them. It'd be a massive step forward, 12-1 price. I do like the 3 kind of slotted into that third spot if you want to play tries. So if you're looking for a cold try and you like 5-1 or 1-5, I like that 3 in the third spot if you want to try and make a little money on the race.
Yeah, I don't mind that horse either. I can't. Gosh, I've been up like 3 a.m. last night. I can't remember, but Sterling Silver ran really well behind a horse that just won the other day. I can't think.
Sterling Silver missed a Wicked Halo by a neck.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
So talented horse. Wicked Halo, very good horse for the Asmussen barn as well. So I obviously step up in class, facing older versus 3-year-olds. That makes a difference here as well. But we'll see what happens. I think the 12-1 is a generous price in a 5-horse field, and that's a way you could kind of spice that try up, or even try and play the exacta and say, hey, Lady Rocket doesn't fire. Give me the 5-3 cold. That'll pay pretty decent there. All right, let's jump over to Remington Park here before we get into the NFL. Oklahoma Derby tonight, grade 3. Aaron, I know this is your jam, one of our favorite tracks to actually go to here. Best actor, your 9-5 favorite. Shortest price this horse has ever been is actually 9-5. Probably not getting that today. Rattle and Roll, the second choice at 5-2. And you have King Ottoman in here at 5-1 for the Asmussen barn. Where'd you end up on top here? I know the answer because you wanted to make it your best bet.
Yeah, I wanted to make Best Actor my best bet. I was talking to Papa Dude about this on the way home last night, and we both kind of concurred that he might be a little bit shorter price than what we want to give out on this show. So Remington, it's kind of hard sometimes to guess the odds. The other kind of factor we were talking about, Brad Cox he's got this card loaded with good-looking horses. So if he wins 2 or 3 races before this 11th race, they're going to bet that horse even harder. So Best Actor for me is the top choice. I did not put him as the best bet today because of the suspected price. I do think the number 1 Steel Sunshine could get up there and kind of juice up the exacta payout. King Ottoman for Asmussen, maybe a horse that could round out the trifecta. I'm going to try to get Rattle and Roll out of the exotics here and try to leave him off and try to juice up the exactas and tries with Best Actor on top over Steel Sunshine and King Ottoman and see if we could get McPeak out of the number there.
Papa Dude, what do you think of the Oklahoma Derby tonight?
Oh, Aaron stole all the thunder again. That's okay. This is, like you guys have said, this is a great racetrack. It is a great place. It is run so professionally there. Every day, except if it's a big day like today, you're going to have 9 races and the card's going to be full. It's a good betting track. You could make money, if you hit them. It's tough. It's tough to bet them. I mean, it's tough to hit them, but it's a great track to watch. And these people down there know what they're doing. And I think the Asmussen horse will take some money simply because of him. But it looks like Brad Cox has decided I'm going to come down there and win some money at Oklahoma because he's set up to win the Oaks also. So he's got, Aaron was saying, he's got a really good 2-year-old too. So I agree. I think this race is that horse is to lose for sure.
Yeah. To speak on that 2-year-old real quick, in the 7th race, You Glow Girl, and that's a horse we talked about on this show, and she absolutely aired at Saratoga last time out. So that's the 7th race. Like Pop Dude said, in the 9th race, he's got Juju's Map, a horse that hasn't been run very well, but if she kind of bounces back today, pretty heavy favorite, and then Best Actor. Yeah, so he looks loaded.
I mean, he's got the favorite in the 8th as well, in Angel Palm. Sometimes you see these major barns say, okay, I'm going to go down for a day, and I'm going to bring a horse at every single race or every single spot I can. Yeah. And Brad Cox did that here, and he put in all of his best horses. Papa Dude, you mentioned this late pick 4, or you mentioned Remington in the late pick 4 specifically. At one point last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, early in the meet, the late pick 4 was averaging $2,500 for a 50-cent bet because you get 12 to 14 horse fields, 4 straight of them, and it is tough to handicap. Aaron, I remember you were there, and you hit the one for $48 though, right? Was that?
Yeah. That's happened to him and I twice. We played it, and the late pick 4 at Remington is almost a must bet. I mean, because it does pay out, And we put the ticket together that night. We're like, yeah, it's not going to be a $2,500 night, but it's $300-400 night. Yeah, it's $48. So
yeah, never know. It's crazy. It gets to you. All right, let's jump over to the NFL. Let's talk about the 2 best teams in the AFC. The Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills facing off against each other in Miami today. This number's been wild. It opened at 6, got down to 3.5. It's at 4.5 right now. The total has gone from 52 to 55 today. Micah Hyde out for the Bills for the year. They're starting safety, one of the best safeties in the NFL. Buffalo has 2 other cornerbacks out. They're going to start 2 rookie cornerbacks and a rookie safety against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle today. That's why that number has jumped from 52 to 55. Miami has been shredded by Josh Allen the last 2 years. As a Dolphins fan, I can confirm that one pretty easily. Papa Dude, how many points are they going to score here?
Well, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me that line's going up for Buffalo, right? Mm-hmm. Because of the injuries. I mean, if they were healthy, I would be on Buffalo, but I can't be with all these injuries and the weapons that Miami has. If Tua has a good game, I think they got a real shot to win this one with the injuries. If Buffalo was healthy, I wouldn't say that. So I'm struggling with that line going to 4.5 because it's gone that way after they announced that Hyde was out for the year, right?
Yeah. It got down to 4 today, and now it's floated back up to 4.5. So some money coming in at Buffalo -4. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if Buffalo's going to take money every Sunday because when people walk into the sports book, they're going to bet Buffalo, especially off that Monday night game. Yeah. So I think that's kind of one of the reasons we've seen some money go that direction. You can bet Josh Allen over a touchdown and a half for -200 and Tua over a touchdown and a half passing -115. You can parlay the two of them together for +175 if they both throw with 2 touchdowns. That's one of those that I took a little bit action on, especially with these injuries in the secondary. Sure. Aaron, what do you think about this game? What are you looking for here? Do you think it's a straight shootout, or is this heat in Miami and the short week for Buffalo going to negatively affect them going over the total?
I don't think they're going to go under this total. I would definitely go over. I think it's going to be an old-fashioned shootout. I kind of think the Dolphins are going to beat them. I really do. I think it's your time, Somich. They looked so good last week in the second half. I think they finally, they're starting to put it together. This is a good spot for them to beat them. And you said it earlier in the week, if they don't get them here, when are they going to get them, right? I mean, they've got to win this game. And it makes that division very interesting if the Dolphins can kind of get that leg up and give them another challenger in the division. I don't think anybody else is going to, obviously. So I kind of think the Dolphins are going to win. I look for a ton of points. I got to be real honest with you. I can't wait to get the show over with and get set up downstairs and watch this one. This is the one I've been looking forward to watch all week.
I get more impatient at 10 a.m. on Sunday than any other day of the week because then I'm just like, why is it not 1 yet? Can it be 1 o'clock, please? Like, I'm happy we do the show at noon and this one goes longer because it gets me closer to kickoff, so I can just get in there, change the fancy lineups, and go in and watch some football, baby. All right, let's talk about a game we're having down in Tampa Bay as well. We've got a monster game there between 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks where the total is sitting at just 42 points, mainly because of injuries. But the Packers get Bakhtiari, their all-pro guard, back today. Tampa Bay decimated at the wide receiver spot. Papa Dude, did you ever imagine you'd see Brady and Rodgers with a 42 total?
Doesn't make sense, does it? It really doesn't. I mean, these are 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. 42. You got to bet the over, don't you? You almost have to on that. I do realize that the injury situation in Tampa is a problem. And that's probably the way it is, why the line's what it is. And Green Bay's not putting up points either. So, but golly, you would have to think 2 guys like that, it's at least going to be 24-21, you would think. But really, though, when you get to looking at it, maybe not. It may be a 21-17, something like that. How do you pick who's going to win? That's a toss-up. I think Aaron picked Green Bay. And I went ahead with Tampa simply because they're at home, and I hate betting against Brady. I just absolutely hate betting against him. So this is one I'm just going to watch. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't know. It's a good one.
I think the side is nearly impossible to pick. You have 2 defenses that are very good. I mean, Tampa Bay's defense probably the best in the NFL. I played under 43 earlier in the week when you could get it under 43 because I think that both of these offenses are going to struggle to move the football. And I mean, if you look back to that New Orleans game last week, they were at 6 after 4 quarters, New Orleans and Tampa Bay. And I think that's a decent comp for this. Obviously, Jameis Winston's not quite at the level of Aaron Rodgers, but the wide receivers and the weapons in New Orleans are significantly better than what you're going to see in Green Bay today. So I have under 43 here. if you get 42.5, I think that's worthwhile throwing something in there. Aaron, you mentioned that, or Papa Dude mentioned that you liked Green Bay in this spot. Did you bet a side or a total here, or is this just hey, I lean Green Bay, I'm going to watch and enjoy this one?
No, listen, Green Bay big in this game. I think they're going to dominate the game. I really do. This is a ticking time bomb. You cannot convince me that the Buccaneers are not a ticking time bomb. And I think with Evans out and as erratic as Brady has been on the sidelines, it's going to blow up at some point. This is a really good, I don't care about the first game. They always suck in the first game. This is still a good Packers team. I just think they're gonna beat them. I will be shocked if the Packers lose this game. How about that?
I agree with you that if shit could go sideways real fast here in Tampa. if they're all the writing on the wall. Mark mentions the tablets last week, broke 2 of the tablets on the sideline. You have all these rumors about him and his wife and what's going on there. Now you have a rash of injuries. Mike Evans is suspended for this game. Like Gage is going to be your number 1 wide receiver. Gage over props, probably not a bad look. I think they're all in the 40s right now. So just wild game there. One other place we were hoping to have a wild game, Minnesota coming back against Detroit here after a tough week. We saw Kirk Cousins get beat up and move to 2-11 on Monday Night Football. Now he gets back home, faces Detroit, who is one of the top offensive lines in the NFL, and the Vikings can't stop the run.
Yeah.
This is the second highest total of the week here, which I thought was awfully interesting because Detroit's going to grind this game out and absolutely pound the football. Papa Dude, Detroit catching 6 against Minnesota. Total sitting in the mid-50s right now, or low 50s right now. Any interest in this game?
Oh, boy. Again, look at who you're looking at. You're looking at Detroit. They got to prove a little bit more to me. I'm not a big Vikings fan either, and I didn't think they looked good at all in Philly the other night. 6 is a lot, but God, it's Detroit. I just don't know if I just don't know if we can trust them yet. So I don't know I don't know if I'd bet anything on this.
That's the difference. Like I can sit here and say I'm confident Green Bay is gonna win because they're Green Bay.
Yeah.
Papa Dude and I both took the Lions, and we both were like, ugh. So that's the thing. Like I don't want to really bet. I'm bored. I'll just bet the Lions type of bet, but I don't want to get serious with them. Yes, I like them. Plus, they're 6.5 at Caesars. It looks like
the board's at 6.5, so it went up a half point since we started.
Yeah,
here.
So it's like
that makes a difference too. A half a point. It does.
Yeah, like, I like them, but I don't want to bet too much on the Lions.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's who I would take.
I did mention that if you have a top 3 offensive line, top 5 rushing defense in Minnesota. DeAndre Swift is averaging 10 yards a carry. His rushing total is 51.5 because he was injured late. Yeah, but it's the same injury he was facing last week, and he got 5 carries. He should get between 12 and 15 in this game. If Swift gets between 12 and 15 carries, he's going over 51.5. So I like the over 51.5 as a rushing prop in that spot.
Mike, it's so interesting to listen to you talk about the NFL. You came on and said you like a lot of things in the NFL today because you're an NFL junkie.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I don't like anything in the NFL today. I really don't because I don't have the feel for it like you do. Because you're the NFL guy, and I'm just like yesterday. I had a lot of good feelings about college football yesterday, and most of them hit because that's what I devour. It's really interesting how you feel because you're into the NFL stuff. I looked at it today and said, shit, I don't like anything.
That's how I felt about college yesterday. I was struggling to come up with. That's one of the reasons I ended up with a double using a horse as someone's best bet because I couldn't find anything in college that I really loved.
It's amazing how this works. Yesterday I loved Baylor. I loved Arkansas. They barely got through.
They're covered.
They did. There's just so many things that I liked so much yesterday that came through for me. So
yeah. Well, that's one of the beauties of the show is that we have different expertises in each one of these boxes and what everyone's interested in. And so you're going to see different people take different bets and talk about different strategies inside of those. And I think that's part of what makes this hopefully enjoyable for everybody who's watching. We appreciate everybody who is watching. All right, we got a lot to live up to. 4-0 plus $930 yesterday. Just the 3 of us sitting here. We got 3 best bets. So let's roll these puppies out. All right, Papa, dude, you want to kick us off here?
Okay, I will. I don't have a good feel. I don't have a good feel on the spreads at all today. And I rarely do in the NFL. Man, they're just so unpredictable. But I like this one. I have a couple of unders I really like. And really, if you've been going with the unders, that's happened a lot in these first 2 weeks. I don't see much offense out of the 49ers or the Broncos so far. At 44.5, if it was like 40, I might not go there. But I just don't see this being a high-scoring game. The Niners have a great defense, so I don't think Denver's going to score much. And Denver's defense is good too, especially in Denver. I like this one at 44.5. The other one I considered was the Seahawks, and who the heck are they playing? I can't remember. Atlanta, right?
Yep.
But that one's a little lower. I think it was like 42. And so I went ahead and went with this one. But I like that one too. That's just a little iffy at 42. So I'm going to go 49ers and Broncos because I think this game's got 20-17 written all over it.
The Broncos struggled in the red zone, 0 for 6 so far in the red zone. Nathaniel Hackett has really been struggling from a play calling perspective. The plays that you've seen him run in the red zone have been absolutely atrocious. And Russell Wilson, his inability to run this year is really a storyline there in Denver because that's why he was so effective in the red zone in Seattle. It's because he would move the pocket or scramble. He's just not interested in doing that right now. That definitely lends toward the under total here, Papa Dude.
Yeah. I like this one. And because I just don't. And the other thing is the 49ers defense is really, really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go to look. I've been talking crap about Tennessee and the Tennessee Titans all year. I think they're going to get rolled today by the Raiders, who are 0-2 going in there, absolutely needing a win and really should have won both of their first two games. Devontae Adams gets 17 targets in game one. Devontae Adams caught 2 passes last week against the freaking awful defense of the Arizona Cardinals. They are going to feed him against this Tennessee Titans defense. His total, so this has been interesting. His passing yards, his receiving yards total was 96.5 last week. It dropped 12 yards because of the lack of targets there. The 84.5 is way too low. I would take that as just a regular one, but I decided to put the pedal to the metal a little bit. We're going to add an anytime touchdown there and get plus 275. Devontae Adams over 84.5 yards and a touchdown against the Titans. I also like the Raiders. I think that they're going to, they're a short favorite on the road here. I think the Titans are one of the worst 5 teams in the NFL, and I'm going to keep betting against the Titans until someone makes me stop, namely the Tennessee Titans. I don't think that's going to happen for a while here, or the Las Vegas books when they catch up to how bad this Tennessee team is. All right, Aaron, you want to give us your best bet of the day here?
I love it. I figured you'd go to that game one way or another. I thought it might be the Raiders, but I guess you didn't have faith in them maybe to win.
I like the plus 275. That's the thing. I'm getting greedy. We're up for the week no matter what. After that monster day yesterday, might as well go for the jugular here.
I like it. Well, listen, I can't stay away from these touchdown passing overs. My boy Dylan Gabriel gets it done. There was never a doubt. 4 touchdown passes last night. It was perfect. But yeah, Mahomes over 2.5 today. Look, I don't know why this is only a 5-point spread right now for the Chiefs. They seem to be a much better team than the Colts. Maybe it's a trap game, but I am pretty confident Mahomes gets over this 2.5 passing TDs. He's already got 7 this year. He's looked pretty darn sharp. And then you look at the Colts defense. They gave up 2 passing touchdowns to Davis Mills. We don't have to go any further than explain that one. And then Trevor Lawrence got 2 last week on him. So you tell me Mahomes can't get 3 today? I don't know. We got plus 146 on Dylan last night. We're getting minus 108 today, so we're not getting the price we wanted. But like I said, best actor, the Oklahoma Derby horse. I think he'll be a lower price than this Mahomes prop here. So I'll go with Patty Mahomes going over that 2.5 number.
Gets to face his old friend Gus Bradley, who came over from the Las Vegas Raiders. Mahomes torched him when he was in the Las Vegas Raiders, running the exact same scheme. Patrick's seen everything that's going to be thrown at him today. I love this bet. I don't see how he doesn't get at least 3 passing touchdowns, especially since they don't run the ball in the red zone.
They don't.
Edwards-Helaire has 0 rushing touchdowns because he's gotten tossed 2 of them.
Honestly, I think he could get it at the half. I really do. If we're sweating this bet out in the fourth quarter, I'm going to be super pissed.
Well, if he doesn't get over this, they're not going to win.
That's true. Yeah.
They sure shit won't cover if he doesn't go over 2.5.
No way.
All right, that's going to be it for this NFL Sunday edition of Dudes Who Bet Daily. Thank you very much for watching today, and everyone who's watched all week. We'll be back on Wednesday for another week of Dudes Who Bet Daily. But before that, Papa Dude wants to say something. I've done this enough now that I can tell. Papa Dude, take it away.
Well, we've got a lot of people here talking football in the chat today, more than usual. The Dudes Who Bet Sports Show is tonight. Yes. So I want to make sure we get that out. For if you guys can tune in, you want to talk all the football, because this not really what this show's for. So tune in tonight. It's going to be pretty good. Aaron, what time are we going to do?
I was going to ask you. Well, 6 o'clock, I guess. We'll do our
be great.
time.
Yeah, the pro games will be finishing, and we can roll into the Sunday night game.
Right.
I think it'll be great. So everybody tune in tonight for that.
Yep, definitely 6 o'clock tonight. Dudes Who Bet Sports. Also, shout out to Missouri Southern Lions. 3 wins in a row.
Oh,
Yes. And if you watched our boy Chris Griffin, he went to Fort Hays State, he said, for college for 1 year. Guess who we beat? Fort Hays State. We took down Chris Griffin yesterday.
Oh man, those are some
Tigers suck.
You got to tweet at him, man. You got to tweet at. I like how Papa Dude's like, screw the Oklahoma stuff. I'm wearing that winning jersey right down there.
That's right. We represent winners in this house.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what happens is I will not wear any Oklahoma stuff until they win again. That's what happens to me. So I have no wardrobe. Sandy and I are going to go to Colorado for a few days. We're leaving tomorrow, get away, and I won't take any OU stuff. No way.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. I'm just hopefully we don't run out of shirts before they win a game again, because that would make the show a little too interesting on that front. All right, let's go over the best bets here for our Sunday of NFL football. Papa Dude taking the 49ers Broncos under 44.5. Aaron going with Mahomes over 2.5 passing yards, -108. I'm going to go with Devontae Adams over 84 yards plus an anytime touchdown. Parlay those two together, you get plus 275 for the week. We're just a paltry 6-7-1. But guess what? We were up $386 for the week after a $930 day yesterday. And for the year, we're up $2,704 off our $100 base bets. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for Dudes Who Bet Daily here. We'll be back on Wednesday at noon with best bets from the sports and horse racing world. Enjoy your NFL Sunday, and make sure you watch Dude Who Bet Sports today at 6 o'clock. Have a good one.